Let me point out something about the E element, the emotional dimension, because I love your statement. Permission to be human. It's a very compassive and kind concept. Would you like to briefly to tell us what is permission to be human?
Yeah, very much so. You know, when I'm invited today to give lectures, I always insist, if it's an audience I have not spoken to before, to start by talking about the permission to be human. This idea came to me during my first year when I taught a class on positive psychology, the science of happiness. And I was having lunch in one of the undergraduate dorms at Harvard, and a student came over to me and said, "Tal, I hear you're teaching a class on happiness." And I said, "Yeah, that's right, positive psychology." And then he said, "You know, my roommates are taking your class." And I said, "That's great." And then he said to me, "But you know, Tal, now that you're teaching this class, you've got to be careful." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Tal, you've got to watch out." And I said, "How come?" And he said, "Because if I see you unhappy, I'll tell my roommates." And I actually used that in class the following day. And I told my students, you know, the last thing in the world I want you to think is that I'm always happy, or that you, by the end of the semester, will experience a constant high. In fact, there are only two kinds of people who do not experience painful emotions, such as sadness or anxiety or envy or frustration. Two kinds of people who do not experience these emotions. The first kind are the psychopaths. The second kind are dead. So if you experience painful emotions at times, it's a good sign. It means you're not a psychopath and you're alive. You know, the problem in today's culture, and it really is a problem, is that people do not give themselves the permission to be human, the permission to experience the full range of human emotions. They think, oh, there's something wrong with me because I'm envious of a friend. There's something wrong with me because I'm anxious before doing something that's important to me. Oh, there's something wrong with me because I feel anger and I shouldn't. No, there's nothing wrong with us when we experience these emotions. In fact, there is everything right with us when we do. And the point is that when we give ourselves the permission to be human, when we give ourselves the permission to experience the full range of human emotions, that is actually when these emotions are more likely to go away. In contrast, when I reject these emotions, when I constantly chastise myself for feeling anxiety or envy or sadness, these emotions actually intensify and they grow stronger. So the permission to be human is really the foundation of the good life. In fact, the first step, I would say, to finding, experiencing happiness is first allowing in unhappiness.
Yeah. Besides, because the happiness that we are talking about isn't a constant or permanent high. It's a deeper happiness that allows us to being sad or yellows or envy or with envy and be happy.
Exactly right. And this is precisely why there are 5 elements to happiness. You know, happiness is not just about pleasure. Happiness, yes, pleasure is great and important, as is our ability to deal with painful emotions, as is physical well-being, as is intellectual pursuits and curiosity, as is a sense of meaning and purpose in life. All these make up this whole person well-being, or whole being, as we put it.
Yeah, and that's what I love about your course, Sal. Thank you a lot for getting all this point of view together. Thank you.